Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today, we're going to be making one of my favorite summertime treats. It's called Italian ice, lemon ice, water ice, I've heard it called, but we call it summer. My family and I adore anything lemon, lemon candies, lemon popsicles, lemon ice, lemon anything we pretty much adore. Around here in Rhode Island, we have something called Dells, which is just sort of a summertime treat. It's a watery version of lemon ice that you can get around here. We always get it on our bike rides. The classic Dells is lemon flavored and it's basically an icy, but I love that it has little bits of lemon peel in it. It is definitely less sweet than an icy or one of those frozen slushies that you can get at a convenience store. And it also comes in other flavors. Lemon is original, but it also comes in cherry and watermelon and other seasonal flavors as well. I am a classic lemon gal myself, and it comes in a little paper cup and you eat it and you shake it into your mouth. Don't bother asking for a spoon. They don't usually have them. You just have to kind of shake it into your mouth. We love getting it on our bike rides, and it's sort of the hallmark of summer for us Rhode Islanders. Today I'm going to be making a homemade version. It's not going to be like Dells because this is going to be made with pure lemon juice and lemon peel. It's going to be packed with lemon flavor. It's more of a classic Italian lemon ice, and I absolutely love it. And a few years ago I did a taste test of a store-bought version of Italian lemon ice that came in a hollowed out lemon itself, so stinking cute, with a little lemon cap on top. I also tasted orange, I believe, and pineapple. You should definitely check out that video in case you missed it. I'm going to be attempting to make a homemade version. Now, how Dells is different than Italian lemon ice, in my opinion, the Italian lemon ice version is more packed with lemony flavor. It's very intensely lemony, it's bright, it's sunny, a taste of lemon oil, has that really essential, strong lemony flavor, not just an artificial lemon flavor or just not just a sourness as well. There's an actual lemoniness, and it comes from the lemon oil that's found in the peel. Now that you got me on the subject of lemon, you should definitely check out my State Fair lemonade video. I'll put a link to it down below, and that's how you can make State Fair lemonade at home. And that too, I believe the secret is using lemon peel and really getting that lemon oil into the lemonade, and it gives you that beautiful perfume of lemoniness that just makes it so much better than what you can buy at the store. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and get started. There's only 3 ingredients in this recipe: sugar, water, and lemon. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, another reason why I wanted to make this recipe, besides it being summer, is that I wanted to finally use this little treasure I found. And this is a vintage ice cream maker or dessert maker that I found at the thrift store for a whopping $6.99. Isn't that great? Look at that great graphic design. Wearing ice cream parlor. And I'm not sure of the exact age of this, but I'm guessing on the graphics design that it's in the 80s, early 80s. I tested this in the store and it does work. This basically rotates. We pack this with ice and salt and a little bit of water, and that will freeze whatever we have in this canister. See, it's kind of old school. And there's a dasher that mixes things around. It automatically turns off after a half an hour of churning. And look, very simple. It has all the components, but what I love most is that it has the original recipe and instruction booklet. So I scoured this and I did not see a date, but again, it looks kind of 70s, 80s, doesn't it? Ice cream parlor. And what I love about these old vintage appliances is that they include very detailed directions. Look at all the directions here, very specifically on how to use it. And then ice cream recipes to use the machine, all kinds of them, including French versions, regular versions. The French, I believe, have some egg in them, and it also has ice milk recipes, and there's also fruit ice. And the fruit ice recipes include grapefruit and orange, no lemon. which I find interesting. So grateful that this includes a booklet, but I won't be using it today because it doesn't have the recipe that I want. Our cast of characters, as I said, there's only 3 ingredients in this. So I've never made lemon ice before, and I found several recipes, and I'm going to be kind of mixing different techniques and proportions from different recipes to come up with my own adaptation. Mostly the variation is on how much sugar to water ratio to lemon juice. I chose a recipe that included actual lemon zest because I think that's super, super important. Also, it should be noted that you don't necessarily need an ice cream maker to make this. You can also freeze it in a container, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. So the first thing we're going to need is to make our sugar syrup. Also, I'll put all the links down below to the recipes that I referenced. So in the saucepan, I'm going to add just a bit of water, just a half a cup, to my sugar, which is just a little bit over a cup. Now, don't want this too high. All we're trying to do is dissolve the sugar into a syrup. So this is going to be a super saturated solution, meaning if we didn't add any heat, the sugar would not dissolve into this amount of water. It should be noted that this is a more than 1 day process, so I'm going to be making the lemon ice today, giving it a preliminary freeze, and then I'm going to be freezing it again so it's nice and solid. We want it to have a firm texture. I suppose if you want it to be slushy, you could eat it right away, but real lemon ice, in my experience, is more frozen, right? So I'm going to make it today, then I'm going to freeze it in our little lemon shells, and then I'll come back tomorrow and give it a taste, which is great because it's just wicked hot. It's been wicked, wicked hot. So what's more refreshing than lemon ice, popsicles, something nice and cool. So I'm stirring this constantly, A, because I don't want this to scorch, and B, I am trying to hasten the dissolving process. Now, we don't necessarily have to bring this to a boil. Again, we just want the sugar to be dissolved. Now we're gonna let that cool for a bit while we prepare our lemons. I have a beautiful bowl of lemons. Look how sunny and cheery and bright they are. And if you're going to go to the effort to make a little lemon shell, try to get lemons that are a little bit bigger so they can hold your little sorbet, your lemon ice, and ones that are, you know, handsome like that. So pretty. So I'm going to pick out the ones that would make a good vessel, separate those out. And this recipe will use 6 to 8 lemons. It depends on the size of the lemons. Ultimately, we want a cup of fresh lemon juice. Don't use the stuff that comes in a bottle or the little squeezy plastic lemon. You really want the fresh lemon flavor and the lemon peel. That's the most important, in my opinion. So I've already cleaned and washed the lemons, and we're going to cut this part, and this is going to be the top. And then we're going to just take a little bit off the bottom because we want this to sit nicely on our plate, right? Right now it's really lopsided and wobbly. So just take a little bit off, not too much because we don't want to puncture it. Oh, spoke too soon. Look, I think I took too much off. But we're going to freeze these. So I think that will also help in keeping the, I hope, the lemon ice from weeping out. So mental note, take less than that off when you're trying to balance it off. So let's try again on another one. Oh, see, spoke too soon. Took off too much on that one too. Right, just take the littlest, tiniest bit off. All right, so almost nothing. Oh, already smells so good. So yeah, just shave off the bottom. Now that we've taken a little off the bottom so it sits up, now we want to take off the top. So this will be our little lid. And it will also give us access to the inside. So this will be our little top, it'll look cute. And now we want to get this out. Now bear in mind this step is only if you are interested in using lemons as cups. If you're not gonna even bother with this step, but it's gonna look cute. So now we're gonna take a spoon and scoop out the lemon flesh inside. Be careful not to puncture the base. I think a sharp paring knife will help. So go in here gently and carefully, go all the way around. I'm gonna use a strainer so we can catch any pits that come out. So hollow it out like that. And I'm gonna trim this up a little bit. like that. Now we have a little lemon cup. Super cute. I have to say that I've never done this before, but this definitely is a little tedious because we're trying not to damage the lemon. So if you want to do this speedily, you can skip this step. All right, so 3 hollowed out lemons, beautiful. And now we're going to place these in the freezer, and these should freeze at least overnight. You want them nice and cold. The idea is that it's going to keep your lemon ice nice and frozen. It's going to act as a little insulator. So I'm going to place these on a plate and stick them in the freezer. Now, as I said, we want 1 cup of lemon juice for this recipe. So I'm going to use this handy dandy juicer. If you want to know more about this, you should check out the video called The Flusser, and you can learn more about it. Okay, I'm gonna plop the pulp into there and just squeeze over this. Oopsie, I forgot to zest. So we're supposed to zest it, and it's easier to zest a lemon when it's whole rather than cut in half. So before I get too ahead of myself, let's do some zesting. This is a zester. Love this tool. This is for making cute little corkscrews, little thick strips. We're going to be using this little one right here. I'm going to do this over a plate to catch all the zest, and we want 1 tablespoon. So you just use your thumb as a pivot point, fulcrum, to give you some leverage, and run this over the peel. We don't want too much of the white stuff. We just want the bright yellow zest. Oh my gosh. And immediately you can smell the lemon. It smells so good. Now, as I said, this is much easier to do when your lemon is whole. So do this before you cut your lemons in half. Not what I'm doing. So that is some of the lemon zest. I'm trying to get the pits out of there because I don't want the pits in the lemon. Ready, back to juicing. I wish you could smell the lemon. It smells so good. So how many is this? I think this is 6. I'm gonna measure my juice and see how much I've got. Let's see how much juice I've got here. We want 1 cup. Ooh, ooh, beautiful. Got 1 cup. Perfect. Okay, now we're ready to make our lemon ice mixture so that we can chill it and freeze it and turn it to lemon ice. We're going to begin with that syrup we made earlier. I poured it into this pan directly out of that pot, just so it has a little bit more surface area so it could cool off a little bit faster. Aluminum container, dissipate the heat better. And now it's just about room temperature. So I'm going to pour that into our bowl here, get every drop of that sweetness. Next, we're going to add our beautiful lemon zest. I wish there was smell-o-vision so you could smell that. It smells so great. And that was about 3 big lemons. And then our 1 cup of lemon juice, freshly squeezed. Give that a stir. Oh my gosh, this could be the base of so many beautiful, wonderful things. I've got some ice water. This is filtered water that I've got chilling in some ice. Again, I want this super cold so that it'll be easy to freeze in our ice cream maker. So 2 cups of ice water. I'm actually gonna go a little bit shy of 2 cups because I'm gonna add some ice in here. So that should chill everything down, yep. And then about a 1/2 cup of ice, just to further cool things down. Okay, stir this up, get everything dissolved. Now I'm gonna let this chill in the refrigerator. If you have time, you could just make this without having the ice water. I'm just trying to speed this up. You could just use regular room temperature water and then place it in the refrigerator and allow it to be nice and cool before you attempt to freeze it. Okay, so into the refrigerator. Well, lovelies, I have some sad news. In my efforts to prepare for this, I went to plug this in and I believe the motor is seized. I thought I tried this at the thrift store because I always go to the power strip section to check appliances to see if they're working before I buy them, but maybe I forgot to. Anyways, that's too bad. We won't be using our wearing ice cream parlor after all. I will use my Cuisinart frozen yogurt ice cream maker instead. But the problem with this is this has a canister, no ice involved, and this canister needs to be frozen. So what I need to do now is allow this to freeze overnight, and I will come back and we will churn and we will try this again tomorrow. Meanwhile, I will just place my lemon ice mixture in the fridge to chill. It'll be nice and cold, ready to be made into lemon ice. Alrighty, my lovelies. I will see you once this is frozen. Good lesson in rolling with the punches, eh? Alrighty, lovelies. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, my lovelies, I am back with a fully chilled Italian ice base and, more importantly, a fully frozen ice cream maker insert. I had it in the freezer for a couple of days to make sure it was nice and solid, and now we can finally freeze our Italian ice. Here is the base that we made earlier, beautiful lemon yellow color, nice and cold. Here's the ice cream maker, and really simple. We have the insert here, and it comes with a dasher that we put right on top. And then I'm going to shake this base and pour it into the maker. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh, just fits. Perfect. Then we're going to place this on top and turn it on. So what this does is it turns the dasher and it freezes right around the periphery, and the dasher scrapes that frozen ice off, and then it churns it around, adding air to it as well. So we get tiny little air crystals, we have a nice texture, but also freezing it at the same time. If you don't have an ice cream maker, you can also simulate this by freezing the base in a shallow baking pan, and then every 30 minutes or so, agitate it with a fork, it's kind of like a granita, and agitate it and scrape the ice crystals. You will probably get bigger ice crystals than what you would get with a maker, but you'll still get lemon ice. So let's go ahead and get this going. All right, my lovelies, this is going to churn away maybe 20 minutes or so, and you should have lemon ice. All right, my lovelies, it's been 12 minutes since I placed the lemon ice base into the ice cream maker, and it is turned into lemon ice. It looks beautiful. It's so thick. Look at it. It's lemon ice already. So pre-chilling the base is really, really important. It'll allow the mixture to freeze faster. So at this point, we can eat it now. It's going to be very soft and lovely and kind of fluffy. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's perfect. But I want to make this extra cute by putting it into those little hollowed out lemon shells that I made earlier. So here are the shells that I made earlier, and I had them in the freezer, and that will keep our lemon ice even colder. And what I'm going to do is fill these up and then place them back in the freezer so it can set up a little bit more. But beautiful, right? So take our little shell and stuff our beautiful lemon ice in there. Oh my gosh, so stinking cute. Look at that. I'm going to use my ice cream scooper to mound a little bit on top like that. Oop. And then put a little hat on it. Oh my gosh, look how stinking cute. It's like a little gnome. Now I'm going to quickly place this in the freezer. Keep everything cold. And I will do the others as well. It's been so hot recently, the last few days, and today it's cooled down significantly. So I'm glad I waited, because this would have been a pool of lemon all over my kitchen floor at this point. It's been so hot, but today it's beautifully temperate. Okay, put this little top back on. So stinking cute. All right, my lovelies, look at my little lemon ices. Aren't they so stinking cute? I'm so pleased with how these turned out. Oopsie. Stay upright. If you have little sprigs of mint, I highly recommend placing them on top. They just add a little bit of a hat on them. Make them look so stinking cute. So this is the perfect recipe to make in advance. After you fill up your little shells, you can place them back in the freezer and keep them in there until you're ready to serve them. I'm going to be eating mine right away and then sharing the other two with my kids. But they're so stinking cute. I'm so pleased with how they turned out. And I highly recommend, if you have the time, to pre-freeze your shells. It'll give you more time to work with the lemon ice and keep it nice and cold, and instead of melting into a puddle on your plate, which these are beginning to do. Alrighty, lovelies, moment of truth. Let's give our little lemon ice a taste. Look how stinking adorable. So without the little bow and with the bow, I mean, gosh. Alrighty, here it is. Look at that. Itadakimasu. Ah! Best lemon ice I've ever had. The best. Better than the one that I had in my taste test. Better than Luigi's. So intensely lemon. The lemon zest adds a ton of lemony oil and flavor, and a little bit of texture. But the ice itself is sweet and sour. I love that I can actually taste the sourness. It's not so sour that it puckers up your mouth, but it's significantly sour and flavorful. Not too sweet. It tastes of pure lemon, not lemon extract, which I am actually not a huge fan of lemon extract. Don't really like that flavor much, but this is so sublimely good. Oh my gosh. Fan-stinking-tastic. One of the best frozen desserts I've ever made. So good. So there's another way of making this without an ice cream maker, and I think it'll actually give you superior results rather than just using a baking pan, and it is taking the ice base and pouring it into 3 plastic cups, freezing it solid like an ice cube. And when they're frozen solid, dump them into a blender and then churn it all up so you get kind of a slushy margarita kind of thing going on. Then it'll be more similar in texture to a true lemon ice. And if you want it firmer, you can put it into a airtight container and freeze it, and then it'll be scoopable. Or you can have it straight out of the blender. I'm imagining straight out of the blender it's going to be a little bit more like a slushy. So good. Fantastic. I can't wait to make it again. Definitely will be making this all summer. Makes me want to grow a lemon tree. Alrighty, my lovies, there you have it. The best summer dessert I can think of. A beautiful Italian lemon ice. Alrighty, my lovies, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like this video. Subscribe. And I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Okay, I cannot wait to share these with my kids. They're gonna love them. They're so stinking cute.